No, they're contracts. They're contractual in nature. But when you go to summary judgment, that point's not being raised. It's presumed that you have a contract with these people and you are bound by the terms of that contract. So now if they say, well, I'm sorry, I can't see the Constitution in this courtroom, you say, well, then you take us to one that can see it, because we have a real problem here. I don't agree to proceed under the jurisdiction of whatever this court is if it doesn't see my constitutional protections.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right straight up. Just start out with that and go from there.
Why would you ever participate in a court that's taking place in a jurisdiction where they cannot see your constitutional protections? You'd have to be pretty stupid to allow that to proceed at that point, wouldn't you?
Well, most of us are, or most of us have been so brainwashed we don't know the difference. It's
you
like
know the difference, but once you do, then you would have to be pretty stupid to allow it to proceed.
Yeah. Exactly. But, most people, like we were saying, are so conditioned, through school, through society, through everything. I mean, they have it so down that, and it's a good example, when somebody does stand up for their rights, the rest of the herd goes, whoa, look at this guy. He's a nutcase, like, what's he doing, and stuff. They have the herd protecting, going against.
Man. Did you guys see? Somebody posted one of those photo things on my wall a while back, and there was like a farmer like putting up some sections of fence to corral sheep, and there was a dog there too on the other side of the sheep, and there was one sheep away from the rest of the herd, and he's facing towards the herd, and he's like, I'm telling you guys, the dog and the farmer are working together.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I laughed when I saw that. I was like, that is genius, whoever made that. That's one of the best photos I've ever seen, with the caption under it. I was like, that's exactly what's going on. The crown, or not the crown down there, it's the prosecutor and the judge are working together, because you are not in a constitutional court, something authorized by the Constitution. They're working together, and until you go somewhere where you are protected, it's your own stupidity.
Yeah. It's like going up to the wolves and the coyotes and saying, hey, somebody's eating my chickens. Can you do something about it? They're going to go, yeah, where's your chickens? We'll take care of it.
Yeah. I mean, how many degrees in law do you need to walk into a courtroom and say, excuse me, Mr. Justice, if I agree to participate in this hearing, are my constitutional rights going to be protected? How hard is that?
Yeah.
No. Okay, well then I'm not participating in this. Why would I? I'd have to be stupid to participate in that at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, so Dean, looks like we're coming up to like the last 10 minutes here. Would you mind getting into like some of the spiritual implications of this work? We've talked before about how intention plays such a big role in actually, getting our remedies. But there was a story. I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it, because you said, maybe not everybody in the Freeman movement is ready to go there with this sort of stuff. But one of the last times we talked about your experience driving.
Oh,
James, I don't know if James has heard about that.
No,
do you mind telling that story? Or am I putting you on the spot?
It was just kind of weird. Long and short of it is, I do a lot of driving late at night by myself or whatever, and I'm very big on the whole thoughts shape reality kind of thing. And long story short, I left my last conference when I was out in Edmonton back in last fall. And I left Edmonton really late that day, and I had to get home. I had a Gordon Lightfoot concert to go to, and I had about a 14-hour drive ahead of me kind of thing, right? And I wanted to get home that night, and I started driving down the Yellowhead Highway in Canada, which goes dead east through the northern provinces there and comes down eventually towards Winnipeg. And I was going through Saskatoon in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was running out of gas, and I just left a friend of mine a couple of days before. We got talking about that thoughts shape reality kind of thing, and projecting, and making a desire strong enough to make it become a reality and that kind of shit. And I left Saskatoon about 2 o'clock in the morning. There was it's the middle of Canada, the middle of nowhere. There's no gas stations open. There's There's no anything open. And I was going to be going through Manitoba at about 4 o'clock in the morning, way up around like Minnedosa, Dauphin area. Again, there's nothing. I was going to make it anywhere close to that. And I just got thinking, man, there's going to be nothing open, running out of gas. I hate sleeping in gas station parking lots. It gets really cold. It's like minus 20 out and stuff like that. And I was like, I just wanted to be a gas station open. And I left Saskatoon, headed east on the Yellowhead Highway, and I passed a sign, whatever the next town is so many kilometers up, and I'm heading east on Highway 16. And it's definitely Highway 16. That's Yellowhead Highway. And I'm just driving, and I'm like, I just wanted to be a gas station open. I just want to get home tonight. I just wanted to be a gas station open. I know there's going to be nothing open. I'm like, oh man, wouldn't that be cool if I could will a gas station to be open in the middle of the night on the Yellowhead Highway? And I'm chuckling about it because I don't listen to music or anything, and I'm just concentrating. And I got about half an hour further on down the road, and I passed a road sign that said Regina, 200 kilometers. And I was thinking, oh man, that's weird. Maybe I should just turn off and go to Regina, because then at least I can stay at my uncle's, or I can fill up with gas there if I make it there or whatnot. It's out of the way. I'll have to backtrack, go down to the number 1 highway, and then come back the other way. But and then I got thinking about it, and I'm like, no, that's weird. There should not be another turnoff to Regina on this highway. And about 5 minutes further up the road, there was a road sign for highway. I was on Highway 11. Last time I'd seen a road sign, I was a half an hour outside of Saskatoon on Highway 16. Mm-hmm. And the next time I saw a road sign, I was 200 kilometers from Regina on Highway 11, which is dead south the other direction. Yeah. That was weird. So I rolled into Regina on fumes, literally. The Petro-Canada on the Ring Road, it was chugging as I was going into the parking lot. And I was even doing the last 10 kilometers where you're like, come on, baby, just make it kind of thing, eh? So it really freaked me out, though, because I drive a lot, and I drive a lot at night, and I'm very aware of where I am. I never get lost. I know the roads, the highways. There's not many in Canada, believe me. And I should not have been where I was, where I wound up. So that was kind of a weird one for me. I was like, ooh, I was like, okay, dun dun dun.
We have
up a little bit in your arms. I'm like, wow. So I didn't will something open and be open in the middle of the night, but maybe instead it was easier to have me be an hour down another highway than it was to make a gas station open in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, but
yeah, we just had that 2 weeks ago. I had a trip to Eugene to meet with this physicist, and it's a good 3-hour drive any way you make it. There's no matter what, you do 70 plus, it's 3 hours to get there. And I made it in an hour and a half. And I go, what the hell happened? And this is about the third time that's happened to me. The other time I was with the physicist, and we made it from LA to Eugene, Oregon in 6 hours, which is a 17-hour drive. I don't have any recall of what happened in that missing time or that space.
Right.
But I do remember what time it was when we left and what time we got there, and both of us just looked at each other and go, "Well, it looks like we got a little help here."
We've heard plenty of other folks, experience similar anomalies, and then on like the high level stuff. I think I was telling you, we know this friend, this Taoist monk dude, Khan, that's like literally just teleporting himself, via meditative states, basically, like from Japan to China and back, and
I've never had. That was the first time anything like that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that happen definitely on any of the last trips there recently. It was like a one-time occurrence here so far. But I just know that what went down was not what should have gone down.
So I know when you're on the path and you're doing some good work here, that all of a sudden you get this little helping hand now and then that seems to step in, and it's I think when those things happen, they're there to just totally shake your consciousness up a little bit, that hey, there's more to the universe than we think we know, and kind of get us to contemplate the bigger picture.
Sure, just another little window and insight into our immense potential as beings.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So but unfortunately, I don't tend to get into a lot of that stuff when I'm talking about the law movement, even though.
No.
You start to get marginalized, I think, a little bit when you start talking crazy talk.
Sure, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a reality people are going to have to come to, though. I mean, it helps with your confidence level too. When you understand who you are and you become more self-confident about your position, it helps when you walk into a courtroom to be able to smile and just look at those guys and be like, Just just looking just with a smile, just like, I know who I am, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? There's a battle going on, and you're going to win that one pretty easy, right?
Definitely.
Half the battle's going on up here between the two of you. And when you're looking at him, and he's looking at you, and he's trying to figure out, does this guy know? Is he aware?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're experts at that.
Yeah, I was going to say you took the words out of my mouth. They're very good at sizing up who you are and what you know, and where this is going to go before it even happens.
Yep.
But
so that's but aside from all of that, geez, yeah, I don't know. I still got to come out and see what you guys got going on out there with all the spiritual stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's the law stuff is kind of secondary. It's an umbrella. It's a shield that we all need to then go and pursue the other stuff we want to do. I want to get into alternative economies, organic food, greenhouses, starting to fix everything that we've managed to fuck up over the last 100 years.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. And, basically, too, if you're going to do this, you are going to be challenging the system. So you better know who you are and have your...
That's why we got to arm up here first. You guys read that story about that farmer, that guy that was feeding people for free in his community in the United States there? He's looking at 7 years in prison or something right now. They want to throw him in jail because he was growing more food than what he needed on his community lot. They started giving it away or helping people to, they had a little co-op going where they would just trade food or something. Okay, well, it's nice to say we want to fix all this shit, but then if we can be arrested and thrown in jail for 7 years because we don't know our rights or who we are, well, we're not going to be able to accomplish that. So this is kind of step one, is being able to defend yourself and get that shield up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think didn't Jesus say, feed my people or something like that? If I remember right.
I don't know. There might have been a couple of smart things said in that book. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it is interesting, when you're out there doing the right thing and you're sharing and caring and feeding and helping, that we have to realize there is a system in place that takes a dim view on some of that sometimes, and so we need to have a good foothold.
It turns out that growing organic food and helping people doesn't fit in with Agenda 21 and Codex Alimentarius and the everything else that's going on, So that's really shunned upon. But I think Nate had something. We got a bit of a lag here, sometimes, so we don't. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. I was just gonna say though, it's super encouraging to me to see that there's a massive cross-pollination of information amongst different aware communities. Some people are interested in the UFO thing, other people are interested in the organic gardening thing, law, free energy. All these different things are just blowing up, and people are sharing information, and really it's all interconnected, and we all may have our own preferences of what interests us, but it's just so cool to me to see that cross-pollination happening. And I'm sure that you've been experiencing that with the different communities you've been that have been contacting you.
That's been the best part about all this. But what was I going to just say about that? I think it's going to get easier from this point on. I think the hard battle was over the last 10 years with mass ignorance. And when I tell people they don't need a driver's license, or they don't need to pay taxes or file taxes, they usually start defending the state right away. Well, fuck you, leave our country if you don't like the laws, like that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And now everybody wants to know what we're doing. It's kind of swung the other way, and now the information we can give people is now good enough quality that the people that do come and want to have a look are convinced, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I can see that, and yeah, you've got results here and everything else. So it's kind of it's working good. And with regards to the NDAA that you guys were talking about there earlier too, these people are passing a law that says that they can use predator drones to kill Americans on American soil, and they can start detaining people indefinitely without trials, and they can start just literally assassinating people without trials, permanent detention, Guantanamo Bay. To me, that doesn't prove that they have all this power. What that proves is just how far detached from reality these people are. Right? That 500 people sitting around in a room, whatever you guys, Congress or whatever you guys have down there, the Senate, that these 500 people actually believe that someone out there is going to enforce this horse shit.
Yeah.
That just proves how deluded and detached from reality and from the people that they really are. do people really believe most of the military is going to enforce that?
Yeah.
Good luck.
I think
Okay,
the drone